since you're watching this video, you probably get energy from being alone, right? Like your alone time is something that helps you recharge and you really appreciate the time that you spend by yourself. Since introverts spend a lot of time by themselves, the most important habit to have is something that allows them to express themselves while they're alone. So for me, that's writing and recording videos. So journaling has completely changed my life because if you're able to lay out your thoughts onto paper, then you're able to organize your thoughts. And if you're able to organize your thoughts, you're able to make better decisions. And if you make better decisions, your life becomes better, right? Because your decisions are because your life turns out partially based on your decisions. Obviously, there's other things that you can't control, but of the things that you can control, it's your decisions. So having that ability, like to journal or video journal is also useful. That can just completely change your life. Like you need a way to express yourself when you're alone, because if that's something that you really prioritize, then you'll spend a lot of time by yourself, like just, like recharging, and having that ability is so useful, because like I said, you'll make better decisions, which will ultimately change your life. And like I said, video journaling can be just as useful, because a lot of people, they think by speaking. Like sometimes I think better when I'm just speaking out loud, and that's part of the reason that I record these videos. It's like I like the whole like stream of consciousness, like just talk to the camera about what I think, because sometimes I come up with ideas as I'm just like talking about this stuff. And if you don't know where to start in terms of journaling, something that I was doing for a while, and I still do, not every single day, but like I still do consistently, is I ask myself 4 questions. What do I want? Who am I? What is my purpose? What am I grateful for? I first got these from Deepak Chopra. But the reason it's these 4 questions are, it's really important to know who you are. So for this section, it's like, it's obviously you know who you are. You know your name, right? But you also can write down like things about yourself, like things of how you think of yourself. Like, oh, I'm someone who consistently makes videos that help other people. That's something that I think about, right? So it's like who you are. You have to define yourself, because if you don't define yourself, then the world will define you. And it's important for you to know who you are, because then you can base your decisions on who you are. And then what do you want? And this could be like, out of life, or just like for the day in general, but it gives you something to aim at. And it's really important to have something to aim at, because if you don't have something to aim at, then you're aimless. Like if you're walking around in circles, you're not going to find what you're looking for. But if you have like a GPS that shows you where to go, then it's easier to get to your destination. So who am I? What do I want? What is my purpose? This is really important too, because it's like your long-term vision, right? Your purpose is like something that is so core to you. And then if it's core to you, then you can base some of your decisions on that as well. And then what am I grateful for? So gratitude is so important, because it's kind of like a scientific version of happiness, because so much of happiness is dependent on things that we can't control. Like certain things, like you can't control what happens to you, because people get sick, and like there's tragic situations that could happen. But you can control what you're grateful for. So it's like, if you have control over that, and that could somewhat impact your well-being in a positive way, that's a really useful skill to develop, is like just thinking of what you're grateful for. Because not everything is guaranteed, and a lot of things we take for granted. So if you could consistently write down like things you're grateful for, you'll start to train your mind to be more positive in a way that like looks for those kind of things. Because our minds are trained for us to look for problems, because we're always trying to survive, right? Like if we were in the wild, we'd be like, oh, like we have to avoid like tigers and bears and stuff like that, right? We're trying to survive. So we're not always thinking of like the things that are positive in our lives. So gratitude is important, so that we can remind ourselves of the things that are positive. This may not be the best example, but like, let's say you found $5 and then you stubbed your toe. Most people would like constantly think like, man, I can't believe I stubbed my toe, and like kind of be mad at themselves, right? But if you had like a more grateful mindset, then you could just be like, oh, yeah, I know I stubbed my toe, and like that was unfortunate, and like I made a mistake or whatever. But I did find $5, and like that was like pretty positive. So like you could just be like, oh, I'm grateful that like I just found these $5 in my pocket. Like that's like a happy feeling, right? So it's about what you focus on. It's not necessarily what happens to you, even though that obviously does have a big impact. Like you could just try and focus on the things that are positive that you're grateful for, and that'll change your mindset completely, because then you'll start to look out for those things. And if you look out for the things, you'll find them. Like, have you heard of like the red car theory? But basically it's this theory that like if you are like told to look out for all the red cars, you start to notice them consistently. But same thing with gratitude. Like if you're told to like look out for the things that are positive in your life, you'll start to notice them a lot more. And if you journal consistently about what you're grateful for, then you'll notice it in your day-to-day life. So if you don't know where to start, that's a good place to start. And another place to start is to record videos about like what you think could be helpful. And when you start out journaling or video journaling, like just try and build the habit slowly. Like you don't have to do it every single day. You don't have to beat yourself up if you miss a day. Just do it as consistently as you can. And listen, I'm not saying it's easy to develop that habit of journaling, video journaling, or any kind of like self-development habit. It's not necessarily going to be easy, but I think it will be worth it. Life's not easy, but it's worth it. Take care.